I'm just about to start my workout for today. This workout is going to take us exactly 30 minutes and all I'm using is a set of dumbbells and my jump rope. If you don't have a jump rope, that's fine. You can still do this workout right along with me. Just substitute with any other type of cardio exercise while I'm jumping rope. And if you don't have a set of dumbbells, grab a couple of water bottles or shampoo bottles. You can fill them with water or uncooked rice, for example. You can even just grab a couple of cans of soup out of the pantry, so get creative and use what you've got. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to skip straight ahead to the workout, you can do that. If you need to see the exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. For the first exercise, we're just combining a weighted squat with a hammer curl and an overhead press. I am using a set of 10-pound dumbbells today. 10 pounds is a good weight for me. However, you may need to use something lighter or heavier. That's going to depend on your strength and on your level of fitness, what you have available to you, and how hard you're looking to push yourself today. So please consider all of those factors when choosing your weights and make the decision that is best for you. I'm going to start by holding my weights together in front of me like this. I'm going to have my feet a little bit wider apart and my toes are angled out slightly at about a 45-degree angle. So we're doing a sumo squat. And I'm just going to let the weights drop in front of me while I sink down into my squat. And as I stand, I'm going to curl the weights up to my shoulders and then press them up overhead. Then bring the weights back down to the shoulders, straighten the arms and return to the starting position. So squat, curl the weights, press the weights up overhead. Just like that. So for this exercise, my palms are always facing each other. I'm holding the weights with my palms facing each other, and then as I curl the weights, it's a hammer curl. So think of the way you would hold a hammer while you swing it. That's the position that your hands are in while you're curling the weights. So at the top of the movement, again, my palms are facing each other. As I press the weights up overhead, my palms are facing each other for the duration of the exercise. So for that exercise, again, if you don't have dumbbells, you could do the same thing holding on to a couple of water bottles or shampoo bottles or cans of soup. You also could use a kettlebell or a medicine ball if you have something like that. But if you don't have anything that's going to work for weight, or you just don't want to add weight to the exercise, any squat variation is fine. Just make sure you're minding your form on your squats. So keep the shoulders back and down, chest lifted high. So visualize tucking your shoulder blades into your back pockets. Now tighten up your abs. Make sure your core is strong and tight and engaged the entire time. And then push your booty back like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty. And from here, you can sink down into your squat. And then you want to actively push the ground away. So really press those heels into the ground to stand. So any squat variation you want to do will work. Just make sure you're minding your form. Shoulders back and down, chest is lifted high, core is strong, tight and engaged. Push the booty back, keeping the back flat and the weight in your heels as you sink down into your squat, and then press the heels into the ground, push the ground away, and stand. The second exercise is an inchworm variation. It's a one-leg walkout burpee. So I'm going to start on one foot. So I'm going to pick up one foot and just kind of have it off the ground like this. My foot is behind me. Now I'm going to bend down, put my hands on the ground in front of me, and walk out until I'm in a plank position with this one foot elevated off of the ground. Now I'm going to do a push-up, and I'm going to walk the hands back in and stand. And now I'm going to jump up, and that's one rep. The goal is to never let this foot touch the ground. So do your best. Obviously, if you need to check your balance, you tap your foot down and check your balance. But the exercise, the goal of the exercise is to keep this foot elevated the entire time. So let's put one together a little bit faster. Lift this foot, hands come down. Walk out into your plank position, push up, walk the hands back in, and jump up. If that exercise is too difficult for you, there are a couple of different ways you can modify. First of all, you can eliminate the push-up. So you can just walk the hands out and then walk them right back in. If you can't jump up, then you can just stand. You could also do the push-up from your knee. So walk the hands out, put the knee down, do your push-up, then come back up into your one-leg plank, walk the hands in, and stand or jump if you can. You could also put both knees down for your push-up. Walk the hands out, put both knees down, do your push-up, then come back up onto one foot, keeping the other foot elevated. Walk the hands back in and either stand or jump up. And if you're having trouble balancing on one leg, you can do any of those variations with both feet on the ground the whole time. So with both feet on the ground, you can bend down, put your hands on the ground, walk your hands out into your inner plank position, do a push-up from here, either from your toes or drop down to your knees, or you can eliminate the push-up if you need to, then walk the hands back in, and again, you can stand, you can come up onto your toes, you can do a little jump up. Okay, so any inchworm variation that works for you is fine. The next exercise is a side lunge with a lateral arm raise. I'm using just one dumbbell for this. So again, a kettlebell will work. If you don't have a kettlebell, a household item like a water bottle or a can of soup or a shampoo bottle, something like that. So start by holding the weight to your side, and then with the opposite foot, I'm going to step out into my lunge. And as I step into the lunge, the weight is going to come down towards this lunging foot. And then as I step back into my starting position, the hand is going to come, or the arm is going to come out to the side for a lateral arm raise. So it's going to look like this. Side lunge, touch the weight down, return to the starting position, and add a lateral arm raise. Side lunge, lateral arm raise. Lunge, arm raise. So again, with our lunges, we want to start by tucking the shoulder blades into the back pockets. So shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, tighten up those abs, make sure the core is strong and tight and engaged. And as you step into that lunge, push the booty back, make sure that your back is flat, and you want the weight to end up in the heel of this lunging foot. Then you're going to actively press this heel into the ground, push the ground away to stand. All right, shoulders back and down. Core is engaged. Push the booty back, keeping the back flat and the weight in the heel of this lunging foot. Now push the ground away and stand. So any side lunge variation you want to do is fine. Just make sure you're minding your form. And if you're adding that lateral arm raise, make sure there's a slight bend in your elbow. You don't want to actively try to straighten your arm and lock out your elbow. Make sure your elbow is soft. There should be a slight bend in your elbow as you lift that weight to the side. And you'll see I'm not lifting it exactly straight out to the side like this. I'm actually angled just a little bit forward as I do that lateral arm raise. So it's not exactly to the side, it's angled just a little bit forward, and there's a slight bend to that elbow. The fourth exercise is a dragon lunge plus a squat. I am not adding weight to this exercise, but you can if you would like to increase the difficulty. All I'm doing is a dragon lunge, what I call a dragon lunge. Most everybody else on the planet calls it a curtsy lunge. So you're going to take one foot, you're going to lunge behind and diagonally across your body. So this is going to be my standing leg. I'm going to take the other leg, I'm going to lunge it back and diagonally across my body, bend both knees. And if you're able to tap this back knee to the ground, great, just to make sure you're controlling the movement so you don't bang your knee into the ground. Then you're going to come back to the center and you're going to go right into your squat. So don't exactly return to your starting position. You don't want your feet together. You're going to go right from your dragon lunge into your squat. So when you step that foot back forward, have your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, whatever's comfortable for you. And then you're just gonna do a regular air squat. So again, shoulders are back and down, chest is high, core is engaged. Push the booty back, weight stays in the heels, sink down into your squat, and now press the ground away and stand. We'll alternate sides, so with your next rep, this will be your standing leg, and with your other foot, you're going to lunge behind and diagonally across your body, and then step forward right into your squat, okay? So, dragon lunge or curtsy lunge, squat, lunge, and squat. That's it. So the fifth and final exercise is just jump rope. I'm going to be kind of jogging in place like this while I jump rope, but any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. So if you're more comfortable jumping with your feet together, jump with your feet together. If you're really good at jump rope and you want to challenge yourself to do something a little more difficult, you can do jump rope jacks or high knees, you can do twist jumps, you can jump side to side. Any variation of jump rope you want to do is fine. And if you don't have a jump rope, you can pantomime like you are jumping rope. That is a completely legitimate option. They actually sell jump ropes without the rope. It is 2 handles that you hold onto while you jump over an imaginary rope. So you can just do that without holding onto the handles. If you don't want to do that, and any cardio exercise is fine. You can jog in place, you can do high knees, jumping jacks, you can do mountain climbers, you can do up and down the steps, you can shadow box. If you have a heavy bag, you can work on a heavy bag. If you have an elliptical or a treadmill or an exercise bike, you can hop on one of those. So just choose any cardio exercise that works for you. But that's it, that's all 5 exercises. Now here's the format. My timer is set for 15-second rest intervals, 45-second work intervals times 30 rounds. So that's our 30 minutes. We are going to do each exercise twice in a row before moving on to the next exercise in the circuit. If the exercise is unilateral, then we will just repeat that exercise. So for example, the first exercise is our squat with an overhead press. It's not an exercise where we're alternating sides. So it's a unilateral exercise. We're going to do that exercise for 45 seconds and then we'll rest for 15 seconds and then we're going to repeat the same exercise before we move on to exercise number 2, which is our 1-leg walkout burpees. We're staying on 1 leg for each work interval, so that is a bilateral exercise. So you will rest for 15 seconds. Then you will do your 1-leg walkout burpees on 1 leg for the entire 45-second work interval, rest for 15 seconds. And then when we repeat that exercise, you'll switch to the other leg. Then we'll move on to exercise number 3, which is our side lunge with the lateral arm raise. Again, that is a bilateral exercise. So you will do 45 seconds on one side, rest for 15 seconds, and then when we repeat the exercise for a second time, you will switch to the other leg. For the 4th exercise, even though we're doing bilateral work, we're alternating sides with each rep. So you're just gonna do the same thing. So with your first 45-second interval, you're going to alternate sides for your dragon lunge, like this. So you'll do that for 45 seconds and then rest for 15 and then just repeat the same exercise exactly the same way, alternating sides with each rep. Then we'll finish with 2 intervals of jump rope. So that's once through the circuit, but we're doing each exercise twice. So once through the circuit will take us 10 minutes, and that means that we are going to complete the entire circuit a total of 3 times. Remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and I'll talk you through it as we're going. But of course, if there are any questions about the format and how everything fits together, I'm right here to help. Also, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, please just ask. It's very important that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury and so that you're getting the most benefit out of each exercise. Additionally, it is incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them. I am always here to help facilitate that, so if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, I'm right here. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. If you are ready to do this workout with me, go ahead and grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat. If you are planning on doing knee push-ups, grab a couple of dumbbells if you have them. If not, maybe a kettlebell or a couple of cans of soup, water bottles, shampoo bottles filled with water or uncooked rice, for example. Grab your jump rope if you have one, and if you're jumping rope with me today, take a minute to make sure you're good and warmed up, and when you're ready, let's get started. All right, it is really warming up out here, and these are long work intervals, so I'm just gonna do my best, but I'm sure this is going to be quite taxing for me today. Just please remember 2 things, especially if you are working out along with the video. Number 1, go at your own pace. And number 2, mind your form. Please do not sacrifice your form for speed. And just do your best. My timer is set for 15-second rest intervals, 45-second work intervals, times 30 rounds. So I'm gonna just get my watch going first. And now here we go. We always start with the rest interval, so that you have a few seconds to get ready and you don't lose anything off of your first work interval. So this is a 15-second rest interval to get ready. We're starting with our weighted sumo squat plus a hammer curl and an overhead press. So sink down into your squat and then curl the weights and press them up overhead. Put the weights down, rest for 15 seconds. We're gonna repeat that exercise before we move on. So make sure you're minding your form, pushing the booty back, keeping your back flat, and the weight in your heels. All right, set the weights down. Next is our one leg walkout burpee. Other leg. So switch the standing leg. Hands come down. Walk the hands out into your one leg plank. Push up. Walk the hands back in and jump up. Staying on one leg for the entire work interval. Just do your best. Just one weight. Next is our side lunge with a lateral arm raise. Switching sides. Dragon lunge, squat. Alternating sides. Shake it out. Repeating that. Final exercise is jump rope. obviously that workout just about killed me. I did not have the energy to talk at all pretty much for the entire workout. I did my best to walk you through the first round, but by the time we completed the first round, I just had to zip my lip entirely to try to conserve energy, and still I did not have enough energy to complete most of those work intervals without pausing to rest. I'm sure it's partly because of the heat, I don't know, but holy cannoli, that just completely wiped me out. I have 0 left in the tank. I feel like I want to just collapse in a heap on the ground and just like die. But we are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's dig deep. Let's summon the energy to do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. Here we go, final rep of the day when you're ready. With that, the workout is now officially complete. But wait, there's more. It is Monday, so that means instead of a McFlurry minute, today we are doing another Monday McFlurry mobility challenge. I found another mobility challenge on Instagram. I'm going to try it right now, and if I am able to complete this mobility challenge successfully, everybody wins a free McFlurry. So if you would like to try it with me, go ahead and grab a mat. All right, so I'm going to start facing this way. I'm standing in the middle of my mat. My feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart, and she had her toes angled slightly outward. She actually started with her toes in like this, but the first thing she did was take a big inhale up, and then before she continued, she pointed her toes out. So I'm gonna start with my toes pointed out at about a 45-degree angle, and my feet are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. So we're gonna inhale up, and now with your hands together, you're gonna bring the elbows down, sink down into a squat, and now from here, you're going to come forward on to the knees, and then put your feet flat on the mat. So the tops of your feet are now flat on the mat. Now she came down onto her booty so that her booty was all the way down on the mat, and then she continued. So we're gonna continue in that direction and see if we can lie all the way back and down. Extend the arms up overhead. And then from here, she just reversed the movement. So bringing the arms back, I'm gonna sit up, back up onto my booty, then up onto my knees, tuck the toes back under, come back, putting the weight on the heels, back into your squat position, and now press those heels into the ground and stand. Inhale the arms up overhead, exhale, bring the arms down, and that is it. Now that we've done it once and we understand the movement, let's try it one more and see if we can make it flow a little better. So starting in the middle of the mat, inhale, come down into the squat, now forward onto the knees, feet flat on the mat, come down onto your booty, and then continue. Keeping those knees and shins on the mat if you can, all the way down onto your back, and now reverse the movement. Coming forward, back up onto the knees, tuck the toes under, back onto the heels, returning to your squat position, and then stand. Good enough for free ice cream. Let me know if you tried this mobility challenge with me today and were you successful? And let me know if you did this workout with me today, what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me today. And even if you are not doing the workouts, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear about the format of today's workout, how it all fits together, if you have any questions about the exercises we were doing today, any doubts at all about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, I am right here, so please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. That is going to do it for today, but before I say goodbye, I have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is, I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request. So if you are still watching this video, hello. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request. That is going to do it for today, and I will see you all next time. Bye.